When you study any subject, whether it's biology or psychology or theology, what you want to do is start with the constants. You want to focus on what doesn't change rather than focusing on what changes, such as variables. Constants are what stays the same over the board under normal circumstances, and variables are what changes over time. And so, if you want to learn the subject and develop the context in which you can understand everything else, you want to make sure that you are focusing on the constants. But here is the problem with Bible study. A lot of people, I should say most people, begin with the variables. They focus on what changes, what's unique, what's different, and what's out of the ordinary. And trying to understand that, we get lost. The prime example that comes to mind, the perfect example, is Genesis chapter 1. When we study Genesis 1, we focus on the 7 days of creation, right? What was created each day? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we try to memorize what each day was and what was made and all the significance. Whether you went to church when you were younger or not, the focus is on the days of creation. It was the variables. Let me assure you that knowing all what happened on the 7 days of creation doesn't really help you establish the context in which you can understand more information. This becomes just variables, more just information you just kind of collect over time. But what if, instead of focusing on the variables, information, and knowledge, what if we focused on understanding, developing the context that helps us understand what's important? So, there are repetitions in Genesis 1 that start with, "And God said." First repetition. Second repetition is, "And it was so." Third repetition, "And it was good," or God saw that it was good, right? God saw that it was good. And then there was evening and there was morning. These words, these phrases comes up over and over again in Genesis 1. What this tells us that these are the constants. They don't change. Every day it was made by God's word. Every day, whatever God said happened. And every day, after God was done creating, everything was perfect. And as long as these three things continued without disconnect, God intended for paradise to last for eternity. This is where you must begin. If you get this, then you will understand how to make sense of the Bible.